Hello, I'm Boy George, and this is my video rewind on Smooth. One thing I love about this video is that we were doing Bridgerton before it was trendy. Everyone's dressed in these ridiculous period costumes, and I'm wearing, obviously, my classic look. I think the guys hated the costumes, hated it. They were just like, oh my God. I have to be honest, I hated all of their videos. I just never liked any of their videos. I also thought they weren't really what I wanted to do, because a lot of the time they had nothing to do with the song. And you know, in those days, the director would have more say about, feel like the director took over. So I was like, I hate this video. Oh, I'm pretending to play a mouth organ. That's hilarious. I can actually play it now. I couldn't then.
Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry?
So Do You Really Want to Hurt Me video was the first video we ever did. I had all my mates in it, and it was... I remember one thing about it that was hilarious. The guy wanted me to go into water with all my outfit on. So I had this hat, and he wanted me to go under the water and come out. And I was like, oh my God, the idea of being wet was like horrifying. And my makeup running. I was just so vain in those days. So I remember sort of thinking, this video is really stupid. And that continued from that first video all the way through. Like, everything about it was like, what's this got to do with the song? You know, the story was about me being rejected everywhere I went, which was kind of, to a certain extent, true. You know, when I used to go clubbing in the sort of late 70s, everybody used to dress up at night. And then in the daytime, a lot of people were normal, but I was never normal. I was always dressed up. So I'd be walking through the West End and see people that I saw at the clubs, they'd run when they saw me, because I'd be dressed as a nun or whatever, Carmen Miranda. So yeah, I feel like that was what the idea of the video was, that like everywhere I went, I was kind of chucked out of every club and chucked out, you know, which was kind of what did happen in those days. You know, if you went into a pub dressed up, they would actually ask you to leave. And you'd be like, why? And they'd be like, you're not dressed right. The world. So I suppose in a way it does go with the whole "do you really want to hurt me" thing, you know, the idea of like people not being tolerant. So much has changed.
I would give everything I own, give up my life, my heart,
This video was done by my friend John Maybury, who is a filmmaker and artist, and I love this video. It was my first solo #1. It was a cover of a song by this band called Bread, who I loved in the 70s, and I've always loved this song. And I just did it as my first solo single. It went to #1, and I actually liked the video. I liked the styling of it. Felt like a bit more modern. No period costumes. No boats, nothing like that. So yeah, it's a very simple video. And I've got like blonde hair like Annie Lennox. I was going for a bit of an Annie Lennox phase there. I like variety in my life. I don't want to just do the same thing over and over. So for me, it was like, I felt like I could do something really different if I did it on my own. I could say different things. I was getting braver about things, and I wanted to just have a different message to what we had in the band. Obviously, when you're in a band, you have to kind of take into consideration what other people think, which is very annoying.
time won't give me time, and time makes lovers feel like they got something real.
In the 80s, we had this amazing backing singer called Helen Terry, who was a really important part of our sound. And in this video, we made her look like Hilda Ogden. She hated us. I don't know why we did that. I don't know why we did a lot of things we did in videos. It was like, I think because it was such a new phenomena, people got very excitable and they wanted to just chuck everything in the kitchen sink into the video. But videos started to get more and more expensive. That was the thing. Like, once Michael Jackson started making his videos, we all felt like inferior, because we were like, oh my God, I mean, videos costing like millions of pounds. I mean, for me personally, obviously videos were really important for us because in America with MTV, we were able to go and be seen by people all over the country. So videos were great in that respect. But I always thought the songs were more important than the video. But there was a point where it felt like the video became more important than the song, and people were like, I've seen the new video rather than listening to the record. And that was frustrating from a sort of creative point of view.
Around on me because I'm better than the rest of the men. I see your
This is where I started to really go nuts with the costumes. It was like quite Japanesey with a bit of a Thai flavour. It was like chucking everything into the pan. It was like literally, I feel like around this time, the videos got more and more outrageous, more and more ridiculous, more and more over the top, which of course I didn't mind. I quite like that. But yeah, this video cost a lot of money. It was a very expensive video. And I think we filmed for like 2 days, which was quite, you know, in those days, a big luxury. It's like burning guitars, you know, there's masks. It's all kind of, you know, just, again, nothing to do with the song. Zero to do with the song, because I think it's hard to make a video that relates to what you're singing about. You know, it's interesting. And obviously this is Roy's favourite song because it gets like a 20-minute guitar solo in it, so he loves it. In fact, a really funny story. Back in the day, when we used to do live gigs and we did Mystery Blind, there was this one night when we were doing this massive gig, and when I came off stage, Roy's wife came up to me, she's like, you sang all over Roy's solo. I was like, sorry, love. I was always obsessed with Japan because I'd seen these amazing photographs of David Bowie in Japan in the 70s with all this like Yamamoto clothing on, and in Japan they love black boys in makeup. So, you know, it was a place where we felt completely alien, but they liked us because we weren't Japanese. I can't explain it. It's like, because we were like an import, they could kind of tolerate us. Not necessarily like in Japan, it's quite hard to be outrageous. Like, if you're a kid in Japan and you dress up, you often get disowned by your family or you get ostracized. But for some reason, because we were kind of brought in from another country, they tended to be a bit more relaxed about it because we could leave. I think that was true a lot of the world. You know, like people were like, yeah, but they're from England. They're all like that. You know, you go to places and they're like, why'd you dress like that? I was like, oh, I don't know. Couldn't really think of a reason, you know. Like in America, they always say, why'd you call yourself boy? And I said, well, because people often think I'm a girl. So I just want to make it clear that I'm a boy. But it was really kind of playing around with, you know, people's ideas of what was wrong and right, you know, gender, sexuality. It was kind of, in my case, I was trying to be mysterious all the time. I didn't really want to tell anyone anything about myself. I wanted everyone to be guessing all the time. Choice Boys of Mine is a bit of a turning point. Helen looks amazing in this video. I think she loves this video. She looks really cool. And my sister's in the video, dressed as me. I had to really beg her to do it. She was like, because my sister's not interested in being famous, but I was like, you need to be in my video. So she's got like dreadlocks on and she's got the makeup on, and she's the one that opens the door. Again, loads of my mates are in this video. My friend Scarlett's in it. There's all sorts of characters in this video. And I like this video because it feels, I don't know, it felt more representative of the band, you know, our spirit, and the styling was really cool. So I think this is one of my favourite videos of ours, Church. There was this funny moment, you know, when we first started out, we were, you know, I had my shop in Carnaby Street, and a lot of the people that followed us were wearing our clothes and they were dressed up. It was quite freaky. Our audience was quite kind of new romantic. And then overnight, it changed to little girls screaming because we had a hit. And so we were on tour, and literally the next venue that we went to was in Essex, and everyone was dressed like me. So the video was kind of like, I guess, a comment on that, you know, the fact that, you know, people were copying the way I looked. And I wish people dressed up more at the gigs now. People are so boring. Sorry, but you are. Back in the day, like back in those days, you look out in the audience and everyone was dressed up. There'd be people dressed as me, there'd be people dressed as Marilyn, there'd be people dressed as like Annie Lennox. It was like people really made an effort. A bit like you see people at a Taylor Swift concert, you know, they all got their tutus on. That was what it was like back in the day, and everybody was dressed up. I loved it. It was great. It was much more of a sort of party atmosphere with people really making an effort.
Tumble for you, I'll tumble for you, I'll tumble for you, I'll tumble for you.
I'll Tumble For You is obviously legendary because Naomi Campbell was in that video, and she's, I think, about 15, 16. She was a little kid. We got this dance school to come and be in the video, and it's mad, you know, because at that point, you know, even us, we didn't really know what was going to happen with us, you know, and, you know, sort of meeting Naomi when she was a little kid, you know, I remember thinking she was beautiful, but no one had any idea what was, you know, the drama that was coming. Do you know what I mean? You think about it, go back all those years, a little kid, you know, and Naomi used to sit outside my house as well. So, you know, because there was a school by my house, an acting school, and a lot of the kids used to come during lunch break or after school and sit outside the house. And I remember really well from that period. And it's so funny when you look at what a journey she's been on, and also myself, you know. But yeah, it's a cute video. It's. I remember the boys had to learn these dance routines. I refused. Right. I love dancing, but I don't like choreography. So I was like, no, I can't learn to dance. I just, no, hated it. But the boys were great. They were really good. Mikey can really dance, so, you know, it was great. But it's a cute video.